Stadium for our makeup of a rained-out game in May. It's the Cardinals and the Brewers. 81 delightful degrees as St. Louis tries to even up this series at a game apiece. As we check in with Jim Hayes downstairs, Jimmy, a lot of decisions for Ollie and Chaim Bloom before first pitch.
No question, a tough stretch of games for the Cardinals, so they've come up with a creative way to navigate today's doubleheader. That includes a number of transactions. Ryan Fernandez sent back to Memphis. Max Rajic moved to the 60-day IL. Bruce Zimmerman selected from Memphis. Hunter Dobbins named the 27th man. He'll start game 2. Matt Swanson will start game 1.
A lot of moving parts, a lot of innings to cover, and we have a really good feel of how our bullpen is, just where they're at from availability and health standpoint, rotation. So we wanted to buy McGreevy an extra day, buy Palante an extra day as well, so that allows Dobbins to take game 2. We'll open up with Swanson, and Zimmerman is in for Fernandez. So we'll see how this plays out and then continue to move from there.
Michael McGreevy start pushed back till tomorrow. Chip, McGreevy says he feels good. Could have started today, but we will see him tomorrow.
Can't wait for that. Can't wait to see if the Cardinals can beat up on Jacob Misiorowski, who's faced the Cardinals once in this ballpark, and the Redbirds had good luck against him. He is baseball's best strikeout artist. He's going to be an all-star. Jordan Walker is one, too. The heat is on for game 2 of our 5-game series, and the first of 2 today. It's the Cardinals, it's the Brewers, and first pitch is coming up.
In-store or online at rallyhouse.com.
We are just about set to go here in Busch Stadium. A full day of baseball here at Baseball Heaven. It's a delightful day. 84 degrees, slight breeze blowing out toward right center field as the Cardinals and Brewers meet again. Chip Brad, Jim Hayes with you all day long here on Cardinals TV. A frustrating game last night in this regard. Not that the Cardinals lost the game in and of itself, but they were shorthanded in the bullpen, and that has caught up with them in recent days, and that's what's necessitated all these pitching transactions, Brad, over the last 24 hours.
Yeah, you can imagine the moves haven't stopped here. We've still got a second game of this doubleheader, but a little unorthodox approach. One we haven't seen much out of the Cardinals is the traditional opener here. Matt Swanson's getting his first major league start here. Now, Matt's only going to be in there for the first maybe 4 batters of this ball game, you would imagine. Look at the numbers here in 34 games for him. Now, he did start early in his career when he was a member of the Blue Jays. He last actually started a game back in 2022 in Dunedin. Now, look at the pitch arsenal. We know what Matt's working with. That sinker, sweeper, cutter combo, that's been solid for him.
What's different about this other than the obvious, instead of coming in the middle of the game, but starting the game?
It's before the game is the big one, because you have all the time in the world. You could long toss. You could do all these things that quote-unquote starters do. Or what you do and what he did is you treat it like it's a bullpen game. You walk out to the bullpen the same way that you normally do, and you get ready to attack this lineup.
Well, the Brewers are having another special season for Pat Murphy, the most wins they've recorded in their first 90 games in team history. They've got 56 of them on the season, and the Menard starting lineup looks very similar to what we saw last evening. The Cardinals had their way with Milwaukee. Dustin May was terrific in his first 4 2/3 innings, and then the bullpen had some troubles for St. Louis in the 7th, and it's time for Ollie's squad to have some luck against the Brewers. Milwaukee's had our number this year.
Boy, haven't they. The Brewers have won 5 straight against the Cardinals. They have done a whole lot of winning, as has Ollie as a manager of the St. Louis Cardinals. Look, it is time to flip the script. Not going to be an easy one, as we've talked a lot about with Jacob Misiorowski on the mound, but hopefully the Cardinals are ready to roll and play some tight defense.
Brian Torres gets the start at second. An off day for Mason Wynn, so J.J. Weatherholt plays shortstop. Jimmy Crooks behind the plate. Walker, Church, and Nootbaar right to left in the St. Louis outfield. So here we go. It's Yelich, Chourio, and Terang for the Brewers in the first inning. Matt Swanson, the Cardinals opener. And his first of the day is off the plate.
Traditional, coming in like a bullpen guy, ready to throw a breaking ball. Sweeper first pitch on the corner.
No challenge on a pitch that appeared to be a strike. No challenge there as Yelich couldn't connect on a cutter. Yelich in a cold spell right now, one for his last 16 at the plate, and batting .239 overall in the season. Brewers have 5 left-handed hitters in their starting 9 today. 3 of them in order from Bowers, Mitchell, and Frelick. The 5, 6, 7 batters for the Brew Crew today. Hammered toward right. That's going to get down and bounce over the fence. That'll be a leadoff double for Yelich, his 11th two-base hit of the season. And the Brewers have their first hit with their first batter in the first inning.
Yeah, this one looked like in a 2-1 count. Swanson wanted to throw the breaking ball, but really tried to throw it for a strike, and this thing just didn't go anywhere. A spinner stayed up there thigh high, and the former MVP barrels it.
Jackson Chourio had a quiet night. He was 0 for 4. That is a rarity. This guy wears out the Cardinals in his young big league career. And he pops this one up. That'll help. Church backpedals just a bit. Yelich thinks about tagging. There's the catch. Here comes the throw. It's a rainbow toss on target, but late. And Chourio, a productive out, chases Yelich to third with 1 man down. That's a pretty good throw from Church from deep center. But Yelich beats the rap. And now Bryce Terang, the key man of the inning.
Well, Terang was the key man in the 7th inning in the ball game yesterday. He jumped a breaking ball that was just up in the zone, singled the other way, drove in a pair.
So 53 ribbies for Terang, and he carries a 9-game hit streak. The Cardinals, as you'd expect, knowing who their opponent is, have the infielders in the first inning with 1 out. No balls and a strike out of play. It's 0-2. Outfield swings way around toward left. At all 3 positions, the 0-2 pitch up and away. Last time Matt Swanson started a game as a professional was in the Florida State League 4 years ago. And that's popped out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Look at where Jen Powell, the second base umpire, is standing as she gets saluted by the Tarps Off crew. I don't think I've ever seen an umpire standing there.
I was thinking the same thing a minute ago as the Tarps Off crew was chanting her name. I was looking for Jen and found her there at kind of a traditional shortstop position.
Rolled foul past first. There's the rest of the umpiring crew. Clint Vondrak has ball strike duty. I think this is our second time we've seen Jen Powell umpire a Cardinals game. The pitch. We saw Jen behind the plate when the Cardinals played the Twins up at Target Field. Great trailblazer, Jen Powell. We salute her in her major league start. 1-2 pitch. Two balls, 2 strikes. Pitch number 8 for Terang. He's a pest. And it's tipped and caught. Big strikeout for Swanson. Now the infield can back up. 2 outs, and William Contreras is coming up.
This would be huge. You mentioned who you're going up against in Jacob Mizorowski. Being able to strand Yelich over at third, be enormous in this first inning. 97 gas upstairs, gets the job done for Swanson.
Contreras starting for the 81st time behind the plate today. 0 for 4 was he last night. Ground ball short. JJ glides to his left, and a strike to first. That away, Matt. Nicely done. He gives up a leadoff double and nothing else. He opens up with a 0, and now the Cardinals bats are going to see some heat. Jacob Misiorowski for the Brewers goes to work in the first scoreless.
Tasty whole grain oats for a day full of good.
Here's how the Cardinals line up with the Menards starting 9 for game 1 of our day-night doubleheader. J.J. Weatherholt, as we mentioned, gets the start at short. Lars Nootbaar in left. Brian Torres the start at second base. The Cardinals load up with left-handed bats, trying to counteract the enormous talent of this young man, Jacob Misiorowski. Brad, first in ERA, first in opposing batting average, first in strikeouts, and looking for win number 10
I guess
today.
you lead with all the good stuff with Misiorowski. There's another one. That four-seam fastball averages 100 miles an hour. Uses it a ton. Why wouldn't you? Misiorowski is as good as they come. I mean, this guy is extremely talented. Named an All-Star again, not shockingly. It was an All-Star last year. What was it, after 5 starts that he had in his major league career? I know it was. There were a lot of people that didn't love that. Probably didn't love getting hit by that. At least it's a curveball. Weatherholt hit yet again.
I think that's 12 for J.J. And there goes the perfect game for Misiorowski, a leadoff hit batsman. He didn't even flinch.
At least they caught him in the meat right there. You see the eyeball of J.J. Weatherholt just staring right at him as that thing's coming in. I'm digging it.
Ivan Herrera, the Cardinals' designated hitter. He's been hit 24 times. And it's really interesting talking about Misiorowski. You throw as hard as he does, you'd be silly not to throw your fastball. But in this era where pitchers are throwing four-seam fastballs less and less, he is the outlier in the game now.
He is. A lot of guys just lean on their secondary pitches for the swing and miss, but when you have his fastball, you can throw it a lot.
Well, there's a productive out for Herrera. Weatherholt is in safely at second, and now Burleson bats with 1 out. That ball had some funny spin on it.
That was 102 on the hands right there. That was just a fight to get it to the other side. Take a look at this one. This is going to be fairly uncomfortable. That must have had some crazy backspin on that.
Herrera was looking in the air. He thought
That's
he
what it
popped
looked
up.
like.
So here's Burley. See if he can turn around some heat. The Brewers have pitched this guy very, very tough this year, and understandably so. He's your silver slugger for St. Louis. In 22 at-bats against Brewers pitching, Burley has 2 hits. So time to change that.
Like those numbers, though, he is able to hit velocity. Hands are so fast. He can get to it at the top of the zone as well. Doesn't get it there, though. Gets that curveball. It's a pretty vicious combo right there, especially against the lefty. You have that curveball that's more of a 12-6, and then he can ride 100+ at the top of the zone.
He struck out 12 Cardinals in an earlier matchup this season. He's got Burleson behind 0-2, and this one lifted high toward left. Chourio is in a step or 2 and has no trouble with that. Weatherholt back to second. 2 outs, and if you like power versus power, here's your matchup. Walker versus Misiorowski in the first inning.
Well, a couple of teammates here to be in another week. Jordan Walker named to his first All-Star team. What an incredible campaign it's been for Jordan. 20 home runs, driven in 67 on the year.
Outfield very deep for him. As Misiorowski, long pause and turns it loose. Swing, fly ball hit down the line. Walker makes it 2-0.
But Chip make it 21 for the All-Star, the 24-year-old with his monster breakout season does it again. 95-mile-an-hour cutter, doesn't get it where he wants to. Jordan does. 386-foot shot down the line to give the Cardinals an early lead.
Brant Brown says it all the time. Homers aren't hit, they're thrown. You hit the nail on the head. The cutter didn't cut. Walker got the barrel to it. And St. Louis leads 2-0. Just the 8th homer Misiorowski has allowed this season. Two out, 2-run thunderbolt from Jordan Walker. And now Nootbaar shoots one the other way. Chourio misjudged that. That's over his head, and Nootbaar stands at second.
But that one just continued to take off. Chourio froze initially, thought he had a beat on it, and just like a 2-iron, this ball off the bat of Lars Nootbaar keeps going. That was 101, by the way, Chip. Top of the zone. He gets to the ball up there as good as anybody. A little 2-out double here.
Brian Torres is next. 2 runs, 2 hits, and a hit batsman in the opening inning.
I remember last time out for Mizorowski wasn't one of his best, actually one of his worst starts in the big league. He only gave up 1 earned run, but he gave up 5 runs total. Did give up 2 home runs in that ball game.
Yeah, to tell you how dominant he's been, counting this inning, Mizorowski's given up 6 earned runs in 18 frames. Before that, he'd allowed 1 earned run in over 54 innings of work. So we may be catching him where he's a mere mortal for Milwaukee. Last 3 hits for Brian Torres have been home runs. He, as you might recall, was originally drafted by the Brewers. A ball and 2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. Jordan Walker has the 100th Cardinals home run before the All-Star break. A 2-run, 2-iron to left after a weather hold hit batsman, and after 1 inning, St. Louis leads Milwaukee in Game 2 of the series. It's 2-0.
Just everything but you.
Number 21 for Jordan Walker has put the Cardinals in front of the Brewers after 1 inning of play, and now it's a Chevy call to the bullpen. Let's welcome Bruce Zimmerman to the big leagues again. He's a former Brewer and a former Oriole. And he'll start with Jake Bauers in the 2nd inning.
Bruce Zimmerman, a guy, this guy, as you mentioned, he's got some big league time. He made 15 starts at Memphis this year, 3.78 ERA for the Southpaw. Made a big league start last year for the Brewers, predominantly pitched out of AAA for them.
Little pop. Torres at second handles that. 1 up, 1 down as we join Jim Hayes.
Yeah, I'm with Brant Brown, and Brant, the National League All-Star, big 2-run homer off of one of baseball's best. I know what making the All-Star team means to Jordan Walker. I know what it means to his teammates. What does it mean to you?
I mean, it makes me very happy. You know, we've been through a lot of trials and tribulations with him, and to be able to kind of go back in time and find something that actually works that he originally did, kind of erased everything that was told to him or said to him that he tried to do before that. It's just quite an accomplishment for everyone, and especially Jordan Walker.
For him to battle back against adversity the way he did, what does that say about him as a person?
He's resilient. I mean, it's one good thing about youth. You know, sometimes you forget what's going on, but for him to be able to just continue the good fight and eventually knowing that we will find it just goes to his resiliency and his resolve on, you know, how he attacks things. And, you know, sometimes, like, the only thing you can control is how you can control yourself, and he's done that very well.
You put together a great game plan against Mizorowski, right? So good for you on that. Is there anything you could tell your guys about facing a guy with that kind of ability?
I just said, listen, like, let's enjoy the competition. Don't worry about striking out. Like, let's just do it on our terms. We pumped up the heater machine to about 120 as Ivan was out in front of that one. And just be on time for the best heater in baseball and know how to hit it.
So far, so good. Thank you, Brant.
Yeah, I'll take the continuation of inning 1. Yeah, you look great in blue, by the way.
Thank you, Brant. Brant gets the credit, Chip.
Well, there's plenty of credit to pass around. The Cardinals hitting staff has done an amazing job, and the tools and the technologies available at the major league level are much improved, and the results, I think, Brad, are showing that.
Yeah, look, you have the ability to prep like you've never had before over the last couple of years with the advancements in technology, so you get a chance to see it, but it is different when you see it live, right? The Cardinals have had the opportunity to see Mizorowski a couple of times, so We'll see. Hopefully those trends continue for them early on. But what a big swing of the bat there by Jordan Walker to give an early lead against a guy like that. Like, that is a little bit of breathing room. Now the hope is here Bruce Zimmerman can eat up these bulk innings here in the middle. We know the Cardinals have been starving for some pitching, and Bruce has got a great opportunity here.
2 strikes for Sal Frelick, and popped out of play. One more note, that home run by Walker was the first homer the Cardinals have hit against the Brewers this year, and who would have thought it would come against Mizorowski? But it did, and it puts St. Louis in front 2-0.
Now you hit the nail on the head, though. It was power on power, right? One of those strong dudes was going to win that battle.
Up the middle, right to Weatherholt, positioned perfectly. And Zimmerman, welcome to the Cardinals. A 3-up, 3-down second, and he did that on just 9 pitches. Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Cardinals, the official source for your St. Louis Cardinals gear. Nathan Church leads off the second inning for the Cardinals. Redbirds sent 6 to the plate in the first inning. 3 of them reached, 2 of them scored. Church 1 for 4 here last night. I love what Brant Brown said in his interview with Jim Hayes. I thought that was really telling to his hitting court today. Enjoy the competition. Enjoy it.
That's it. And that's something this group, I think, has done a really good job of, Chip, overall, is just embracing it. Embracing every moment, embracing every day. And if you can come into that instead of, oh, no, we're facing Mizorowski, one of the best in the business, it's a whole different thing when you come in. It's like, dude, we get a chance to compete today. Let's go. And that's something that this staff, whether it's the hitting staff, the pitching staff, man, they just feed into their players.
Long run Churio, and he can't corral that. Great effort as he comes to a sliding stop on the warning track. Man, he had to come a long way to attempt that catch and nearly made it.
Yeah, Churio was trying to make up for that play last inning off the bat of Lars Nootbaar that he didn't pick up. This was a great read on it. Just hits him right in the heel.
And no play on that great play by Churio, who went sprawling in foul ground down the line. Church 2 for 8 this year against Brewers pitching, has a 2-2 count. Oh, that's nasty. Wicked curveball. And back-to-back strikeouts for Mizorowski, 158 of them. He's got a shot, Brad, at 300 strikeouts this year.
Yeah, look, you always want to be ready for the heat, right? Chevy pitch track. This time it's the curveball. Looks like the heat coming out of the hand ends up being a back foot breaker that Church couldn't stop himself on.
Fermin making his 5th consecutive start today. He had a real nice game last night, a couple of hits and a sacrifice. But you know, in his last 22 games, Fermin's hitting .333 for the Cardinals and has 11 runs scored.
It's just been steady. What you love about him is you can bounce him all over the field. Always has, and it's something we joke about a lot, right? Always has a smile on his face, but really always has a good attitude, right? Whether he's starting in a game, doesn't matter where he's at, what his role is. It's the kind of guy you want to have around, and yes, he's swinging it every time you give him a chance.
Mizorowski, 6 feet 7 inches tall, great extension. Looks like he's handing the ball to his catcher and is throwing the baseball, Brad, 103 miles an hour, seemingly effortlessly. 2-1. Talk all the time in baseball about how the 300 game winner might be a thing of the past, how guys winning 20, throwing 300 innings is a thing of the past. So might be the man with 300 strikeouts in a season. Mentioned Mizorowski's got a shot at that, and he's got 3 in a row today. That one 104 miles an hour. The last 2 men to strike out 300 or more men, Justin Verlander and Garrett Cole, and that was 7 years ago.
Yeah, very good company. The highest pitch velocity. We didn't make any errors here. These are all Mizorowski. all season long, threw 105.5 miles an hour a couple of weeks ago. Loosening up now.
And he keeps saying there's more in the tank. He threw on 105, I believe, a couple of starts ago. And it makes you wonder the limits of human endurance.
He's talked about that, right? Like, what do you believe? He did a podcast with Mookie Betts, I believe it was, and they were talking about that, of what you thought. Do we see we'll end up somebody hitting 110 at some point? You could see it, man. These guys continue to fine-tune. Obviously, this is a different kind of athlete. You mentioned the leverage and the lankiness of Mizorowski, but athletes are getting more and more fine-tuned.
And he just struck out the side. He might be getting a little angry now. He's struck out 4 in a row, but trails the Cardinals in game 2. It's 2-0 St. Louis.
Toyota. Let's go places.
We thank you for watching Cardinals TV, presented by Bet365. You've seen a Jordan Walker 2-run homer in the first. And now you'll see the second inning from Bruce Zimmerman, who followed Matt Swanson as the opener for the Cardinals today. And that one hammered down the line by Cooper Pratt near the pole, but pulled foul for a strike. Zimmerman's thrown 10 pitches, all of them strikes.
Pump them in, go after them. That's the key right now. Bruce Zimmerman, as we mentioned, this is a guy that's got big league time, parts of 3 years with Baltimore, last year as well. So no stranger to these situations, but a big opportunity for him nonetheless.
And no, he's not getting tired. That one up. 1 ball, 1 strike. His first pitch out of the strike zone. Good work by Swanson. Gave up a leadoff double, worked around that, and then Walker hit a cutter out for his 21st homer.
Well, who knows? We might go back and look at this game. Oftentimes, games are won or lost early on. We might look back at Swanson being able to leave Yelich on the base paths as one of the most pivotal parts of this game.
Low for Pratt. He's already been given an 8-year major league contract. The Brewers took him in the 6th round in the draft in 2023. They bought him out of his commit to play college ball at Ole Miss. He's got good speed. Make him hit his way on. But that's not to be. There's the second Brewer base runner, a leadoff walk. So, Brad, what's your key to the game for St. Louis? They already lead 2-0.
It's for Bruce Zimmerman. The Toyota key to the game is eat him up. Talking about some innings in the middle. He would be your bulk guy, we would call it, after the starter Swanson goes in there and eats up the first inning. But right now, we've talked about it a lot. This is a bullpen that's been taxed. Starting staff that had need a little bit of a rest. That's the key here today, is trying to be able to give another day to McGreevy and another day to Palante moving forward. Bruce Zimmerman here is going to have to eat up some bulk innings in the middle and give your ball club a chance, man. This is a great opportunity for him, and hopefully one he's able to step into.
Joey Ortiz hitting .209, a couple of homers, 20 driven in. Ortiz lost some playing time once they brought Pratt up from the minor leagues, and David Hamilton emerging. Still has played 76 games. Hamilton tweaked a hamstring last night, so back into the fray is Ortiz, this time at the hot corner. Two balls, no strikes. And ball 3. All of a sudden, the strike zone jumping around on Zimmerman here. He was 10 for 10 to start. Now he's thrown 6 balls out of the next 7 pitches.
How big is key, right? Don't give him too much credit. You don't have to be too fine. Let that defense behind you do some work. Ended up getting the call on that one. Fastball that could have been a tiny bit up.
If you're thinking about a double play ball, Brad, and I know you are.
Always.
Ortiz has hit into 5 of them. Pratt 6 out of 6 in steals. Another quarter step on that lead from first. Not going, and a strike. Full count. In that 7th inning last night, we saw a lot of relentless at-bats for the Brewers offense. A lot of deep counts. They've got a couple of deep counts to start their third here. Yelich will be next. He's the designated hitter. Will Pratt be running? He's dancing around at first. He's going. And the pitch is hammered toward the gap in left center. Nobody's getting that. Milwaukee's going to score here. Ortiz is around first on his way to second with a double. It's a 2-1 game.
Well, Bruce Zimmerman tried to go with the 3-2 slider. Unfortunately, this one just hangs up at the top of the zone. Joey Ortiz able to get to this one, hammer his double.
So a run in, runner at second, and nobody out. Yelich, he had a ground rule double to right to start the game. Hits even 2 apiece. And a scotch high, 1 ball, no strikes. Why are the Brewers 23 games over 500? Well, you make a mistake, they make you pay for it. They've cashed in a leadoff walk here, and now they've flipped the lineup over to their leadoff man.
Well, you had mentioned it too. The at-bats are relentless. They will work counts. They'll foul stuff off. This is not a team that is built on the home run. They've hit 83 of them on the season coming into action today. That's 14th in the NL. That's 28th in baseball. That's just not how they're built. Yet they score a lot of runs. They average over 5 runs a game, score the 4th most runs a game in baseball.
They're going to have another one here as Yelich singles up the middle, lefty versus lefty. He's got RBI number 29. And our game is tied 2 apiece.
Whole new ball game. Another breaking ball here from Zimmerman. This one's the curve ball. It is in the lower half of the strike zone, but the veteran, the former All-Star, the former MVP, simplifies it. That was an easy swing from him. Stays right up the middle with his approach.
So new life for the Brewers. Jackson Chourio next. He's flied out to center. The double play is in order if you can get Chourio on the ground. However, Chourio, playing in his 56th game, has hit to just 1 of them. Their team leader is Contreras, and he's waiting in the hole in the 3rd inning. Ballpark buzzing after Walker's homer. They're quieted here in the 3rd. Milwaukee's tied the game with a 2-run frame. Still nobody out. One ball, 2 strikes. Got away with one there, fouled straight back. Mentioned only 55 games for Chourio. There's a reason for that. He was on the injured list until early May. He had a fracture of his left hand. That was suffered in an exhibition game with Team Venezuela before the WBC. That's every organization's nightmare about the preseason tournament. But Chourio's come back with a vengeance.
Yeah, Chourio is one of those guys, Chip, only 22. I mean, he's just the skill set, the raw power, the athleticism, good arm, does a lot of things really well. Can imagine what he's going to look like in another 2-3 years.
The 2-2. A shot towards second. Race to the bag for 1, and the flip to first in time. Torres perfectly positioned. Chourio hits into his second double play. The Cardinals needed that. That clears the bases. 2 down.
Well, and just narrowly cleared second base itself as that thing was going up the middle. The thought was, uh-oh, please don't hit it. Torres, though, as you mentioned, perfectly placed. Easy turn for him. But right off the bat, that was my biggest concern is, man, is this going to hit the bag? It doesn't. Takes a nice skip.
Now Turang, he struck out with Yelich in scoring position. So he's 0 for 1. .53 RBIs for Turang, but he is a run-scoring machine. Our Hyundai in the driver's seat feature. Here are your runs leaders in the major leagues. I beg your pardon, this year.
Yeah, pretty impressive. How about the year that James Wood is putting together? An all-star as well. Another one of the biggest, youngest talents in the league. That's the thing about it. Like, Turang has just been consistent since coming up to the big leagues. A former first-round pick for them, but not like a household name really for Turang, but just a guy that plays Gold Glove caliber defense, scores run, gets on base, will steal bases, does a lot of things really well.
1-2 pitch is caught on and missed, and that'll retire the side. The first 3 reached for Milwaukee the inning. Both of the first 2 who got on scored to tie our game. It's game 2 in St. Louis. We're tied 2 apiece.
Harper's in a bit of a pickle.
No kidding.
But she doesn't have to be. As a Central Bank customer, Harper has access to our money manager that tracks spending,
When did I subscribe to that?
making it easier to save for what she really wants without the side hustle.
One ticket to Italy, please.
Dream bigger, Harper? Get 2.
2?
For that girl in a jam over there.
When second's making a play, short's got to cover.
A winning insurance strategy doesn't rely on one person.
Good hustle, good hustle. 2 things. Communicate with your guys and make sure everyone's in the right coverage.
It takes a team that knows its roles well, working together to provide an exceptional experience.
A season score 2 for 1 Cardinals tickets when you buy 8 or more gallons with the Fuel Forward app at participating Phillips 66 or Conoco station. Learn more at cardinals.com/Phillips 66. It's the top of the order. J.J. Weatherholt gets his second look at Mizorowski. He plunked him with a breaking ball his first time up. J.J. scored on a Walker homer. Mizorowski's feeling it now, Brad. He struck out his last 4 in order and has 160 strikeouts this year.
Yeah, I feel like he's loosened up a little bit. Easily 103, 104 in the last inning for him. Oh, but that's the thing. You know that you're going to have limited chances, right? And oftentimes to get to him, it's going to take that one swing of the bat. That one swing came off the bat of Jordan Walker, his 21st of the season. But this guy is going to run into have stretches where he's flat out dominant. He is still human, though. You can get to him, and it just goes back to the approach that you have.
5 straight strikeouts and 1 away. I heard Bob Uecker, the late great Brewers broadcaster, talk about catching a guy like Mizorowski, and people think the impression is the fastball's hard to catch. It's a punishing pitch for the catcher. And Uecker said something on a Brewers radio broadcast I've never forgotten. He said a fastball like that is very light because of the run on it. It's easy to catch, he said, as Herrera pops one up and out of play. The ride on the fastball doesn't really pound the palm of the glove, but you're able to catch it in the webbing of the catcher's glove.
Easy for him to say, I guess, catching 100. No, it makes sense with it. It's easy to catch, too, when you have a guy that has control. When you have a guy that's throwing 100+ and it's all over the place, I bet that's not quite as much fun. But you always talk about the guy, too, the heavy sinker guy that has a heavy ball. That guy's not fun at all to catch. Cardinal fans, this one will resonate. Jordan Hicks, right? Jordan Hicks with that nasty sinker. That was not a fun guy to catch for anybody, I don't think.
And your point about Mizorowski and his command is worth mentioning. For all the strikeouts and as hard as he throws, he is not just heaving the ball to the plate. He's got excellent command. Just 27 walks coming into play today. and hasn't walked a Cardinals batter yet. He's got 5 strikeouts. All of them have followed Lars Nootbaar's double. Two balls and a strike. Swing and a drive. Herrera down the line. Did he keep it fair? He did. He admires that. The Cardinals have their second homer and their second lead.
Chip, we had just talked about last time out for Jacob Misiorowski. He gave up 2 home runs in that ball game. That tied a career high for him. He does it again, and Herrera does it again. His 11th home run of the season. Fastball, top of the zone, 102 coming in. And 378 feet, a towering shot going out.
And a long time coming for Herrera, who's been on the ground a lot. Good, Brad, to see him get the ball in the air with authority.
Yeah, absolutely it is. You know, that one felt good for him, and that was him having an idea of how he's going to get approached. He's been seeing that fastball, especially from Misiorowski, riding that 4-seam at the top. Got a guy that's throwing it over 64% of the time. He sat on one and got it.
So even count for Burleson. St. Louis back in front. Misiorowski had only given up 7 home runs all year. He's given up 2 home runs in his first 3 innings today at Busch Stadium. Burley fights off 102 and stays alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Funny game. The Cardinals didn't have a homer all year against Milwaukee. They've got 2 today. And that is a foul ball. Weatherholt has scored. Herrera has scored. Walker has scored. The top of the Cardinals order starting to heat up with the All-Star break approaching quickly. 2-2 pitch. It is foul to the right side. Misiorowski hit the first batter of the game, got 2 outs with contact in the first, then threw a cutter that Jordan Walker timed and homered. Nootbaar with a double to left. Torres struck out. That was the first of 5 consecutive batters struck out. Herrera ended that with a homer. And Burleson putting up a great fight here in the St. Louis third. He's about to see a 9th pitch. Grounded towards second. Took a little off and gets Burley to roll over. That's the second out of the inning. Here's Jordan Walker. He started the day with a bang. Here are the metrics on his 21st homer.
Well, Jordan wasn't waiting around in his first at-bat, was he, Chip? He gets a first pitch cutter. This thing backs up out of the hand of Jacob Misiorowski. 105.6 off the bat there for Jordan Walker, his 21st of the young season.
Wonder if Jordan's going to get an invite to the home run derby.
It's a great question. You just imagine the show that guy could put on in Philadelphia.
I believe Junior Camanero's the only man that's confirmed for that showcase at Citizens Bank Park. But yeah, Walker would be a great candidate. Not sure if Bryce Harper is going to participate. Kyle
like
Schwarber would be obvious.
James Wood would be a pretty good one to have there.
Walker just missed that. Pops it into shallow center. Terang goes out. And he has to reach up at the last second. Stretches out and makes the catch, but not before Ivan Herrera's hit his 11th home run. That one blasted into the seats in left. The Cardinals have 2 homers off Mizorowski and their second lead as we head to the 4th inning.
Patiently seasoned pretzels.
Cards up 3-2 as we go to the 4th. Bruce Zimmerman is a guy with 40 big league games under his belt. He went 5-3 in Memphis this year with a 3.78 ERA. He told me I got off to a hot start down there. That's usually a good indicator for how my season usually goes. He said, I know I can compete up here, and it feels great to put on a big league uniform again. And Chippy's doing it against one of his former teams.
Yeah, you wonder who has the advantage. Do the Brewers know Zimmerman best, or does Bruce know some of his former teammates best in this matchup today?
That is always an interesting one, right? I feel like, this is a guy that had one start with the Brewers last year, had a lot of starts with them in AAA Nashville, so certainly knows some of the tendencies of these hitters. To me, it always comes down to execution, right? If you know what a guy has, yeah, that's great. But if you make your pitches, I believe the pitcher has the advantage.
Well, we'll see if that works out this way for Zimmerman. His 3rd inning of work today. Contreras gets it started. William is the Brewers catcher and is 0 for 1 today. And diving stop 3rd. Fermin, great play. Long throw. And the stretch out is in time.
But Contreras is saying, let's take a look at this. We'll take a look at it first. Ground ball down the line, flags it, comes up, makes the strong one-hop throw, the pick on the backside. There's your best look at it there. Man, that is tough to say. That might be a tie there. Remember, on the field, when the Cardinals win, they're not going to review this. What a play by Fermin.
That robs Contreras of a base hit. Now Bauers bats. As we mentioned in our opening comments, and we talked about it last night, this guy's a real story of persistence. He's been with several different big league organizations, 6 in fact, before he got to Milwaukee, where his career has turned around for the better. Bauers leads their club in homers and RBIs this season.
Already career high right now for Bauers, those 16 home runs, and he's really provided a level of power that this team needed. They got him in the middle of the order, really evolving into something.
There's a shot headed for the right field corner. Bauers should have an extra base hit. Walker chases that one down. And 14 doubles for Bauers. He represents the tying run. Yeah, it's an interesting point. You talk and have talked a couple of times about the composition of this Milwaukee offense. Look, in this era of baseball, power plays, home runs are great, but what do you do if you're built around the home run and you don't get them? I think that's what makes Pat Murphy's offense such a difficult challenge, not just in the regular season, but potentially in the playoffs.
I would agree. Look, it is a very nice balance. There's a reason that Pat Murphy's club has had the success that they've had over the last couple of years, and that reason has not been the long ball. That reason has been they have an athletic, relentless offense. They don't strike out a lot. They play tight defense. I mean, run suppression is at a premium. And oh, by the way, their pitching is fantastic. And it seems like the Brewers right now are doing as good of a job as any team in baseball of acquiring pitching talent and getting them to the big leagues and getting them better and better. They just keep churning them out.
No balls and a strike. And the other side of that, too, is Milwaukee plays in, I believe, the smallest media market in baseball. If there's a player on their club that they feel like they can't afford to sign or extend, they're not afraid to trade for premium prospects.
Corbin Burns, Devin Williams, like the last couple of years, they've had some pieces that they've had to move on from that have not been easy.
That shot towards short. JJ gives ground, long throw, but too late. Mitchell with good speed. There's that athleticism you spoke of. He goes flying down the line, an infield hit. Bauers unable to advance. He's at second base.
Yeah, this play is a read play. You're in some trouble right there if you do try to advance. He'd be able to get you at third, but the speed of Mitchell, the difference. Zimmerman here with one out. Look for one of those ground balls.
Sal Frelick did that his first time up, rolled out to shortstop. So look, there's a reason why the Brewers are where they are. Their player development is par excellence. They are not afraid to make tough decisions with popular and well-known players, but they have a constant churn of young talent that they get to the upper reaches of their system. And they're not afraid to sign those guys, Brad, to relatively team-friendly looking deals early on so they know the foundation going forward.
The youngins, right?
Yeah.
That's what they've done. They did it with Jackson Churio, obviously. They did it with Cooper Pratt. Done it with a few guys. Lara, who they just recently recalled, signed to a long-term extension as well.
Popped up center field. That should be handled by Church. That'll be a big out. Frelick can't advance the runners. And now we've got to find a way to get out the 8-9 hitters for Milwaukee. That was problematic last night. Those guys reached 4 times. And they've reached twice today and have scored twice. Pratt walked and scored ahead of an Ortiz double. Milwaukee tied the game at 2 in their 3rd inning. Chamber of Commerce Day in St. Louis. Temperature in the mid-80s, relatively low humidity, and a first-place club invading the Cardinals' nest. Another game later on tonight. Swing and a miss.
Back-to-back splitters right there from Zimmerman, turning a new trick here. That one had some really good depth to it. The first one in the strike zone, just to give a look at. That one meant for expansion.
Cooper Pratt, the best infield defender, says Baseball America, in the Brewers system. The bat is coming along. He's behind here, 0-2, 2 on, 2 out. And he chased that, inning over. Zimmerman has his 2nd strikeout. The Brewers strand 2 more. The Cardinals look to add to a 3-2 lead. Nootbaar, Torres, and Church are coming up.
$50 in bonus bets.
St. Louis, couple of homers against Jacob Misiorowski. We lead it 3-2. Home 4th coming up. Nootbaar gets things started. He doubled to left. His first trip to the plate. So a good start for the Cardinals in our first of the day-night twin Bilski at Busch Stadium. No surprise for Misiorowski, topping triple digits. He entered play today with over 560 pitches thrown 100 miles an hour or better. Another one there and skied out of play to the left.
Well, you know, when you're facing Misiorowski, that stringing together hits probably not going to happen for you a lot, right? And it's not like you're swinging for the fences. Like both the home runs that the Cardinals hit, very controlled, but you hit the nail on the head earlier. It's power on power, right? You get the barrel to something that's coming in at 100+ miles an hour. There's a good chance it's going to jump. Certainly has for the Cardinals today.
What's the old Little League saying? The pitcher will provide the power. That's not a problem for Misiorowski, is it?
No, that is not a problem.
So execute a good swing and see what you can do. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rolled up the middle at second. Terang's got it, and a strike to first. There's your first out. Let's check out our Bet365 betting odds update. Brian Torres gets the start at second for the Cardinals in game 1. There are the over-under numbers for Torres to pick up a base hit. His last 3 hits, Brad, have been homers.
Well, go ahead and just do that. Stick with that trend. Brian Torres, we've talked about this a lot ever since he was called up. An easy guy to root for. This was a gentleman that, boy, he earned his dues, didn't he? Paid his dues. Long time in the minor leagues. All he's done is hit in the minor leagues and finally ended up getting the call.
That's outside. I'm sure the challenge for Torres, as it would be for any player, when you're used to playing every day in the minor leagues, being ready to come off the bench in the show against a guy that throws as hard as Mizorowski does. Bryant's come up with some big hits, whether starting or coming off the pine, and some work to do here. 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, preparation is key, right? That's where when you're a guy like him, you're used to playing every day of your career. To step into that role, you have to prepare as if you're a starter every single day.
So Mizorowski rarely behind a batter here. 3 balls and a strike. Brewers have out-hit us 5-3, but 2 of the 3 Cardinals hits are homers. Swing, high fly, hammered toward right. Frelick back to the warning track. He's got it right at the 375 side. Torres just missed.
Thought he did it again right there. It was another one. Got the barrel to it. 101 coming in. Hot shot coming out, but Busch Stadium holds it.
So base is empty for Church. Nathan struck out in the second. Mizorowski's got 5 of those.
Not surprising to see Mizorowski go back to that. Church had a really tough time picking up that curveball in his first at bat. The one that he ultimately struck out on. Curveball well in, down and in on his back foot.
That's off the side of the third deck behind home plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's been fun watching this kid's growth as a big league hitter. You know all about the glove and the arm in center. But Church is starting to move away from that hyperactive youngster that you see so often, trying to get 3 hits with every swing. Better approach, better results, and a higher on base.
Yeah, let the game come to you, right? It's difficult when you're trying to prove yourself at the big league level with every single swing and feel like you're trying to stay on a team with every at bat. But that is not the thought process that you want. You want to know, how's a team going to approach me? How's a certain pitcher going to approach me? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? How do I work on the weakness? How do I continue to strengthen my strengths? He's been far more selective, has found himself in overall better counts as of late. There's that curve ball, very similar to the pitch that he swung through in his first at bat.
Yeah, that's an example, right? 2 pitches ago, he had an awkward swing to stay alive. Recognized spin there, and we'll see another one. Those little things add up by the end of a first full season. The pitch. Lace toward left. Chourio retreats, and he goes onto the warning track and squeezes that, and that will retire the side. We're through 4 in St. Louis. We're glad you're with us. The Cardinals lead the Brewers by a run.
Cards.
Sunday and the finale before the All-Star break. It's Sesame Street Day at Busch Stadium. Fans with a theme ticket can select either an exclusive Oscar the Grouch bobblehead or a plush Grover. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/theme. Braves are in town this coming weekend. As Joey Ortiz skies the first pitch to center, can of corn for Nathan Church, whose glasses are gleaming. 1 out.
Chip, was your family a Sesame Street family growing up?
Well, I think we talked about this earlier this year. They were, believe it or not, the Teletubbies.
Oh, that's right.
Remember the Teletubbies?
Yeah, we got on a big Teletubby discussion.
Yeah. How about you guys?
Sesame Street. For me as a kid, Sesame Street for sure.
Yeah, well, back in the days when you only had 5 channels.
That's right. That is correct.
No remote control.
Yeah, maybe not early. Yeah, not early. Well, having to change the channel.
Parents had the remote control. That was the kid. Hey, Brad, go change it to channel 7.
Moving the bunny ears left and right.
Yelich to left. And there is out number 2. Quickly, 2 outs. Let's enjoy a quick word from BJC Healthcare. Jackson Chourio hit into a big double play in the 3rd inning. That slowed the bleeding for the Cardinals, who gave up the lead in that frame. But a Herrera homer has us back in front. We're in the 5th inning already. as that just missed. 1 ball, no strikes. Now, you like Grover better than Elmo?
If I had to pick between the two, yeah, I feel like Elmo gets all the love on Sesame Street, but Grover underrated. Also a superhero. I don't know if you recall Super Grover, but he comes in and saves the day oftentimes. Never seen Elmo do that. And I love that Oscar the Grouch is getting some love here at Busch Stadium because I think he's underrated.
That was my guy as a kid.
Yeah, I could see that. I'm just saying, like, big heart, you know. It's like, oh, that guy's a little rough around the edges, doesn't live in the best neighborhood. But, you know, he's a person. Of course he's got a bad attitude. He lives in a trash can.
Good save. 3 balls, no strikes. Don't walk Churio. You got Terang next, and now 3 balls and a strike.
Remember, Oscar has got a best friend too. He's got a buddy that he hangs out with all the time. I think it was Slimy the worm. Hangs out in his trash can.
Base is empty. Pitch. Strike 2. That's a deep dive on Sesame Street trivia. I never would have guessed that one.
Yeah. If you know, you know. Maybe this could be a hot take. Not a big Bird fan.
Really?
Or Snuffy. Both kind of whiny.
3-2. Popped him up. Will it stay in play? Burley gives chase. Crooks is there too. Burley's got room. He's got it. Churio pops out. 3 up, 3 down. Cardinals have a 1-run lead. J.J. Weather holds 2 up third as the Cardinals try to extend the lead.
And make your appointment today.
8-9-1 on the Cardinals lineup card in the 5th inning. The Redbirds try to extend a 3-2 lead. It starts with Jose Fermin, who's had a nice day. And he tried to ambush, and look how far he hit that. Look how early he swung on 101 miles an hour and into the upper deck.
You heard Brownie talking about it. They had the machine revved up to 120. Be on time. I would say he was on time there. Not expecting a souvenir over there, at least not to the pull side. Maybe from a lefty you expect one over there. But bring your glove just in case. They're ready.
And that one all the way to the backstop. 2 balls and a strike. Got a moment here. Joe Strone, the Cardinals vice president in the ticket department, wants us to wish a happy 70th anniversary to Don and Christina Pruitt. They're from Roxana, Illinois. They never miss a Cardinals broadcast, as that one got Fermin. I don't think he expected this one.
Nope, shaking it off pretty well, though. Adam Olson, Cardinals trainer. I'll have to check on Fermin. Not sure he can help too much with that one.
Jazz Chisholm had one of those earlier this year for the Yankees, you might recall.
He's all smiles, shockingly. Probably doing a little bit of the laugh cry. That's my go-to.
Yeah, his grimace looks like a movie star smile. C.S. Fermin digs back in after a foul ball to the midsection. That's how we'll put it. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And he's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Number 6 for Mizorowski. And he's set down 6 in a row.
Filthy slider at the bottom of the zone. Chevy pitch tracks for Mizorowski. Another strikeout for him.
Jimmy Crooks is 0 for 1. He too punched out. Pretty interesting for Mizorowski. The first 5 Cardinals hitters have combined for 1 strikeout. All of his strikeouts have come from the 6, 7, 8, and 9 hitters today. All but 1, that is. He got Crooks in the second. And when you're geared for 101 miles an hour and you have command of that cutter and that curveball and that hard slider, you can see why this guy's so tough.
Well, you have a fraction of a second to make a decision, right? So out of the hand, you're seeing still fastball, but a little cutter spin. That actually moved quite a bit there, glove side for Mizorowski.
Base is empty for the Cardinals catcher. Here's a question. You see Crooks in the batter's box. He's wearing that wristband on his left hand. That is the scouting report that he wears while catching. He's wearing it while he's in the batter's box.
Yeah, feels good, looks good.
Didn't work. Back-to-back strikeouts. Mizorowski has 7 of them.
Yeah, you might be taking off your wristbands all the time. This thing's fine. So is this curveball. Ooh, that's got some real depth to it.
JJ has been hit by a pitch and struck out. He grounds that one to first, and a nice scoop by Bowers. And the Cardinals are retired in order in the 5th. St. Louis Cardinals baseball is presented by Chevrolet, the best-selling vehicles in the St. Louis area, and by BJC Medical Group Virtual Care. Quick, convenient virtual care. Schedule now at bjc.org/virtual care. Cardinals with a bullpen game. Used the opener and Matt Swanson in the first. Bruce Zimmerman's pitched great. He's given up just 2 runs in 4 innings of work. He'll have Terang, Contreras, and Bowers up in the Milwaukee 6th.
Yeah, Zimmerman's given the Cardinals exactly what they've asked for up until this point of the ball game. Continuing to eat up some big innings. Clinging to this 1-run lead right now. Hopefully the Cardinals get some more insurance as we go. But nice job so far here by Bruce.
Terang's had a quiet day. A couple of swinging strikeouts. And lifted toward left. That's going to be caught by Nootbaar. 1 away in inning number 6. Let's step aside for a quick word from Victory Men's Health.
Are you gaining weight, feeling tired, or just not yourself? At Victory Men's Health, we specialize in testosterone replacement therapy. We'll structure a plan individualized for you.
Contreras 0 for 2. Robbed last time on a great diving play at third by Jose Fermin. Kind of surprised the Brewers didn't challenge that play. It could have been a leadoff single, but a bang play called out, and Milwaukee did not go to replay.
Yeah, I feel like it was one of those that was just going to be too close to overturn. Obviously, that's what Pat Murphy and their replay crew believed as well.
Another super offensive year for the Contreras brothers. William with Milwaukee and Wilson for the Red Sox, who are suddenly knocking on the door of playoff possibilities. 2-0 pitch. And in for a strike. Boston's won 8 of 10. They're only 4 games out of the number 3 wild card. They were really looking awful, but have seemingly turned things around.
Yeah, it was not the start to the year that Boston was looking for. Certainly not what their fan base was looking for, but they played some really good baseball. Wilson having a monster year yet again. Sonny Gray having a really nice year.
And they face the White Sox in Chicago tonight. White Sox have won something like 21 of 25 games at home. They're another pleasant surprise in the big leagues. As inside out, this one popped to first, and Burley will back up to the grass. No trouble with that. Well, you said it best earlier, Brad. You don't have to throw 100 miles an hour. It certainly helps. But if you execute, you can get good hitters out, and Zimmerman's doing that.
Just locate. He made a pitch right there, up and in. You know, Dusty Blake's happy with what he's seen, being able to set some hitters up. I don't care how hard you throw either. You have to be able to effectively pitch inside on guys. And I think that Zimmerman has been doing that, keeping some of those right-handers honest.
Jake Bauers 1 for 2. He doubled last time up. Milwaukee has scored twice. They've left 2 runners in scoring position in a 1-run game. St. Louis leads it 3-2. Driven toward right, long run Walker. Jordan's not going to get to that one. He'll cut it off shy of the wall. And a strong throw heads toward second, but Bauers has his second double in a row.
Slider tried to bury it on the inner half. Quick hands, though. Drives it down the line. 2 outs, though. Leave him stranded.
Mitchell an infield hit. Remember, Bauers was at second on that ball up the middle. JJ got to it, gave some ground, long throw, and Mitchell beat the wrap. No advance of the runner. And Milwaukee could not score back in the 4th inning. Mitchell, then Frelick, 2 lefties back to back. Just in case George Soriano has started to throw for St. Louis. George has done good work both against righties and lefties if Ollie thinks about a change here in the 6th inning. Little pop into shallow center. Church charges, plays it on a hop. Here comes the throw. It's going to be late. Mitchell ties the game with a soft single to center. And with 2 outs, Milwaukee and the Cardinals 3-3. Let's see if St. Louis takes a peek at this. The throw was true, and I think the Cardinals are going to check this one out. Did Crooks get the tag on the foot before Bauers touched the plate?
It looked like it again. We're watching it real time. We'll get a chance to see it again right here. On the run and gun, makes a nice throw, and that tag looks like it ends up getting on the foot. Church rears up, throws a bullet. This will be our best look. Going to be hard to see.
Bauers thought he's safe. Of course he does. And remember, the call on the field was safe, so there has to be clear and convincing evidence to overturn. And Replay Central in New York, Mark Wegner and Chris Conroy are our replay officials. But Church came up firing. That ball was not hard hit. He had a long way to go to catch it and then unfurled a strong throw, and the good speed of Bauers for the moment beats the wrap at the plate to tie the game.
Yeah, it is 1 again. They have different angles at times in New York than we have here. From the angles that we saw, it's going to be very difficult to overturn that one, in my opinion, Chip. Hopefully they see something different.
Todd Titchener is the crew chief. Clint Vondrak is the man that had a good angle of the plate. The only question is, did Crooks get the foot before the hand touched the plate? The answer is no. The call is confirmed. It's a 2-out RBI single for Mitchell, and it's a 3-3 game. So double and a single with 2 outs. So 2 offenses doing things very differently but effectively in game 1 of the doubleheader today.
Well, still got to bear down here too, because unfortunately with that throw going through to the plate, that allows Mitchell to be standing at second base here. He got speed. He's scoring on a single.
So Bauers a 2-hit game. Mitchell 2 singles. Frelick 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. Brewers are 3 for 8 with runners in scoring position today. 2 balls, no strikes. When we get to the home 6th, Herrera, Burleson, and Walker are your batters. Two of those Cardinals have hit home runs off Mizorowski today. Milwaukee's out hit us 7-3 in the game so far. Gentle breeze blowing toward the left field corner, and that bends in for a strike. In case you wondered, the most pitches Zimmerman threw at Memphis in a game was 90. He's got a ways to go before he gets there today. As a rollover toward first, he was late to the bag. He's going to get there just in time. That was close. You heard Crook say get over, and Zimmerman sprinting to the bag beats Frelick by an eyelash. Herrera beat Mizorowski with a long home run. That was the third Cardinals tally. Let's see if he can unlock a 3-3 tie in the sixth.
Air Beyond Compare.
Bottom six were tied 3. Ivan Herrera got his 11th homer in the third. I asked Ivan before the game to assess his season. He told me, I'd like to have more homers, but he's fine for now, just setting the table for guys like Walker and Burleson. He told me they always seem to drive me in, so I'm not complaining. I just know the power is in there. Guys, Herrera came into today with a .389 on base percentage. Not too shabby.
Not too shabby indeed. A lot of that, though, is coming from him getting hit, which means he's not able to hit. Herrera keeps getting blasted with pitched baseballs this season. While in the batter's box, he's been hit 24 times.
Yeah, he has not backed out at all either. He's not afraid.
0-2 pitch is chopped to the left side. Ortiz in between hop. And the strike to first for out number one. That homer really impressive for Herrera. It gave the Cardinals a brief 3-2 lead.
Yeah, he got a couple of home runs now off of Mizorowski in his career. A couple of hot shots. That last one he jumped to. That's 102.4 miles an hour. That's the fastest pitch the Cardinal has homered off of since pitch tracking started. That started all the way back in 2008. It's been a minute.
Burley chased some high heat. He's looking for his first hit. Those are your Bet365 odds for that to happen. Here in the sixth inning of game one. And out of play. Milwaukee's the only National League team Burleson has not yet homered against. This would be a nice time to change that. His last homer at home a month ago against the Reds.
It's actually really hard to believe with the home run power that he has and the frequency in which you see the Brewers. So big fastball top of the zone. We'll see if Mizorowski kind of goes right back to that curveball at the bottom. That's been the process.
Nothing in two. So Burleson will see a fifth pitch in the sixth inning. Cardinals trying to win their fourth game this month and their 48th of the season. That was close. Good eye. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's a really good take. You just see him recognize it out of the hand, track it all the way in.
Burleson fourth in the National League in RBIs. Jordan Walker leads the senior circuit with 69 ribbies. Burleson has 63 before the break. Another chance for our attendant down the right field line. Back-to-back good plays. We'll try again 2-2.
He's doing a good job getting around the baseball over there, okay? Not just staying there waiting for it to come to him, but creating his own line. Nice work. That's why they work on this before the game.
Swing and a miss. Burleson's down on strikes. That's number 8 for Mizorowski. And let's turn to our Budweiser play of the game. It happened in the Cardinals first.
Yeah, why wouldn't it be Jordan Walker for him? The 2-run shot, number 21 on the season. It came on the first pitch that he saw. It was a 95-mile-an-hour cutter deposited into the seats at the time to give the Cardinals a 2-0 lead.
That was a cutter. That was a slider. 0-1 for Walker, who tries to snap a 10-up, 10-down streak for the Brewers right-hander.
So that one had a little bit more taken off of it and then was executed, right? That was down and away, right where Miz wanted it.
Walker's homered. He's popped out. 21 home runs for Jordan Walker before the All-Star break. Really happy for him. And I think it's fair to say if you'd saw Jordan the last week of spring training and someone said these numbers were going to be the case, you'd say, huh?
It's very fair. Like Jordan, remember, as you're alluding to in spring training, I mean, he was held out of games, revamping his swing near the end of spring training.
Swing and a miss. 11 up, 11 down for Mizorowski. 9 strikeouts. And our game moves to the 7th inning. It's a good one. Excellent pitching. Cardinals and Brewers tied at 3.
Farb School of Nursing.
St. Louis Cardinals baseball is presented by Budweiser. This Bud's for you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by Jack in the Box. Get fired up with the Hot Ones Munchie Meal. A lot of heat on the mound for the Brewers and now the Cardinals. Ryan Stanek takes over in relief. He'll start the 7th inning and answers our Chevy call to the bullpen. Nice job by Zimmerman. 5 innings, 3 runs, 72 pitches. As the Cardinals deployed an opener, he has given St. Louis a chance to win the game.
Yes, a much needed bulk innings in there again. The idea today with having the opener in Swanson, having Bruce Zimmerman eat up the bulk innings, then having Hunter Dobbins start game 2. Cardinals needing to buy a little more time for a couple of their starters in this one. Wanted to give McGreevy and Palante another day, so a fantastic job there by Bruce. Nice Cardinals debut for him.
Cooper Pratt hitting 8th. Just took a 4-pitch walk in a tie game. That's the second walk issued by St. Louis in the game. The other one scored. It was Pratt. And now Ortiz is up. He has an RBI double.
We talked about doing math live on air, right?
Yeah, not good at it.
Oh, it's terrible for all of us, not just you.
Ortiz takes a strike.
This is not my favorite thing. You know what would help you with that, though?
A calculator?
No.
Not doing math?
No. Yes.
Well, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
What would help you, though, is doing it in pen and color coded. Then all of a sudden, boom, those walks just jump out to you on your paper.
A bunt try, indecision, flip to the pitcher late. Everybody's safe, and a collision at the first base bag. Torres and Ortiz collide as Ortiz beats the rap at first. Let's see if Torres is all right. He's to his feet. First and second, nobody out. A walk and a bunt and a big mess past the first base bag, and Stanek took some punishment as well.
Yeah, Stanek's getting checked out. Looks like he's reaching at that right ankle for him. Torres is getting checked out as well as Ortiz. 3 trainers out on the field. And this play was in trouble from Jump Street. This bunt was in a perfect position right in between everybody. Stanek tried to get to the bag. There's a look at that ankle. That thing twisted up and then got caught right under Ortiz. And Torres gets hit and then head slams off the turf.
So Stanek walking around on the infield grass. Remember, Justin Brule twisted an ankle last night. The Cardinals have prepared for about 7 different pitching scenarios in this series, and especially today. I don't know the mechanics of getting all the potential pitchers to St. Louis and how they have to work that out. But I'm guaranteeing you I-55 has been a busy place between Memphis and St. Louis to try to patch together the pitching staff here in the final week.
Yeah, trust me, Chip, not a bad drive. Been doing it a few times. Now, a good chance, like in a game like today, you are planning ahead of time. Chances are you got some people that are in action and already around, ready to go. But one thing you can ill afford is to lose a high leverage reliever like Stanek. Talking it over again with the training staff, seeing how that ankle is going to feel. Obviously, they'll give him a couple of warm-up tosses to see. But I mean, that's your base, that's your power right there that he's pushing off of.
So a big mess in the 7th. Starts with the leadoff walk to Pratt. Ortiz tried to bunt, or did bunt, I should say, tried to sacrifice. That turns into a hit. And now you've got Yelich coming up. He's not afraid to lay down a bunt with the big boys waiting behind him. So we'll see how we play this. Another look. The feed was good. Stanek was there late, and Ryan rolls over the ankle, and then with the collision of base runner and Torres, Ryan went sprawling back and landed on his back, and Stanek is not going to be able to continue here. So he faces 2 batters, a hit and a walk, and now the Cardinals shorthanded relief corps gets even more shorthanded as JoJo Romero, with Yelich, a left-handed batter, lurking. He's going to answer the call to the bullpen in emergency situations here in game 1. Rev up your Cardinals wardrobe Friday, July 10th, when the Cardinals battle the Braves. That night, fans take home a Cardinals Garage shirt presented by Brown and Crouppen. Get your details at cardinals.com/promotions. The Braves just wrapped up a 4-game series with the Mets and have begun to find their offense. The Braves scored 34 runs and hit 12 homers in 4 games against New York, and they'll be in after the Brewers leave town for the final weekend before the All-Star break. JoJo Romero didn't need much time to get ready. Let's hope he's sharp with the top of the order coming up.
Well, JoJo gets the top of the order here with Christian Yelich, his 41st appearance of the season. You mentioned it. Christian not afraid to drop down a bunt. Tries there, but fouls it off. Well, you hope that Stanek is able to bounce back from that. Those ankles so tricky. Cardinals definitely need him.
Yelich, a couple of hits and an RBI today as he stares down Romero and can't get the bunt out. It's 0-2. Neither Yelich nor Chourio have had a whole lot of luck against JoJo head-to-head. Well, you'd love a strikeout and another double play here and keep the game tied. Brewers, though, 2 on, nobody out in a 3-3 game in the 7th. Yelich thought about sticking that elbow out, was a touch late. 1-2.
I like the idea right there, though. Run that sinker in. Then you know JoJo's got that really good slider. If he can start that thing middle, let it tail down and away, I think you can get him to swing over it.
Instead, he lines it into the left field corner on a 1-2 count. 1 run scores. Ortiz on his way to third will stop there. It's a 3-hit game for Yelich. And Milwaukee again in the 7th inning has taken the lead from the Cardinals. It's again 4-3.
Chip, I think the pitch selection was right. The execution, that's what was lacking here. He did end up going with the breaking ball. Unfortunately, this one just stays up. Christian Yelich lets it get deep, fires it right down the line. He wanted that thing down and away, just didn't get it there.
So they cash in the leadoff walk. And now Chourio is up. Infield comes in, down a run. And a strike. Chourio 0 for 3. He's hit the ball in the air twice, and he's been doubled up. That came in the 3rd inning. Well, so the challenge for St. Louis now, you got to deal with Mizorowski again. You've got Abbott and his 11, 12 wins waiting in the bullpen, and maybe McGill as well. With 3 innings of offense left, down a run.
I saw that combination last night. Ashby and McGill is pretty tough at the back end.
Ground ball third, no advance, and the flip to first in time for out number 1. Fermin with a routine play takes care of Chourio. Now Turang is next. Lefty lefty here, and Turang 0 for 3. He's trying to extend his hit streak to 10 games. He got it to 9 with a 2-run single last night in the 7th inning. Infield still in, 1 out. And he showed bunt. He takes a look at the left side of the infield. A lot of room between Weatherholt and Fermin. Pitch. And fooled badly there. Good sweeper, 0-2.
Well, that was the one that JoJo wanted against Christian Yelich. Just didn't get it there. Down and away, though, absolutely had Turang off foot.
Turang has struck out 100 times now, but he's knocked in 53 runs. 2-2. Brewers have a lot of players that would be on the proverbial covers of Sports Illustrated if they played in a bigger market. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He's got the hat trick. 2 outs. Turang down on strikes for the 3rd time in 4 trips.
Well, after throwing that slider away, this time ties him up with his sinker. You see Turang really trying to pull the hands in, but can't catch up to 95 inside.
The Cardinals don't want to mess with Contreras. They'll go lefty-lefty with Bowers here. They'll load the bases. Contreras will be intentionally walked. Bowers, though, 2 doubles in his last 2 trips to the plate. Those doubles came lefty-lefty, so let's see if the Brewers make a change. Looks like they will. They will call on Andrew Vaughn.
Well, Vaughn has been very good against lefties. Vaughn hitting over 400, 23 for 57 against left-handed pitching. So a nice card here for Pat Murphy to be able to play off of his bench in a very big spot here. Bases loaded, 2 outs.
Vaughn fractured his left hand at the end of spring training. No, I take that back. Opening day against the White Sox. Had to have surgery on the hand. And was activated in early May, so 36 starts, most of them at first base. Big spot for him here. Bases loaded, 2 out. And JoJo pumps in strike 1. Ortiz with a big infield hit on a bunt try. Yelich with an RBI double at second. Contreras at first after the intentional walk. Not too shabby, no matter the handedness of the opposing pitcher. Ground ball deep short. One play, long throw, and barely stretches out, and he got it. Weatherholt looked to third. Fermin wasn't close enough to the bag, and he was able to unleash a throw strong enough to send us to the stretch down 1. That could have been a mess. 4-3 Milwaukee. Cardinals are coming up after the break.
Team
T-Mobile.
July 11th is a Saturday, and we'll celebrate individuals with disabilities on Disability Pride Night. Fans with a themed ticket take home an exclusive T-shirt featuring the Disability Pride emblem. Details at cardinals.com/theme. Home 7th in St. Louis. Identical scores last night. It's 4-3 Milwaukee. Mizorowski on a nice roll. He has retired 11 straight. He has struck out 9, but now he's got the lead. As we head to the Honda home run inning, if the Cardinals can go deep a third time here, your Gateway Honda dealers will make a $1,000 donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Well, New was able to jump one of those fastballs. He's got himself a double in the ball game. Pitch that came in at about 102. Hit a nice shot to left field that Churio misread. Another tight ball game late, man. Something the Cardinals are very, very used to playing. These close games, it's been crazy. Nothing's come easy for this team all season.
1-0 pitch to Newt. That's way outside. Cardinals are playing, well, have played, I should say, 27 one-run games. They've won 15 of them. They've been out hit 9-3 today. There is a strike. It's 2-1. Ashby is up in the Milwaukee bullpen. He's had a great first half. And pumped over to even the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 91 pitches for Mizorowski. And strike 3. He's got double digits. That's number 10. He's retired 12 in a row. Mizorowski, believe it or not, has topped 100 pitches just twice this season. April 7th, he threw 101 of them. June 26th, he threw 107.
That makes sense, too. You're a young starter. You want to be careful with them. By the way, with even not hitting the century marks, this one's crushed down the line, but foul. Even though not going over the century mark very often, he's still getting deep in the ball games, right? So you want to make sure you're keeping him as healthy as you possibly can. Double-digit strikeouts left and right for him. This now is 8th of the season where he's had 10 or more.
Untry foul by Torres, who's 0 for 2. You know, this special series for Brian, the Brewers, the team that first signed him. And at age 29, he's the Cardinals' oldest position player.
The rookie is their oldest guy. Yeah, signed all the way back in, what was it, 2015. He's going to want to challenge this one. First challenge of the ball game here for either side.
ABS powered by T-Mobile, and it is a strike. And Mizorowski has 11 and 4 in a row. Nathan Church is 0 for 2. You know, Mizorowski's looking over his right shoulder. He knows he's got Ashby and another outstanding closer in McGill lying in the weeds. Might be giving the Brewers everything he has left in the tank in the 7th. And there's an example. That one buzzes in at 102 miles an hour.
Been so efficient in this ball game. 3rd inning, the most that he threw. 19 pitches in that one. Saw the frustration right there on the face of Church. As soon as he swung, you could just hear him. Why'd I do that? That wasn't the plan. Now, take your short little break, get right back in there, and get right back into battle mode. This is part of the process. You're learning on the fly. Got to let that one go.
Pitch number 100. Mizorowski's best start of the year came on June 12th. Complete game, 1-hit shutout. 15 strikeouts, no walks, and he did that with 95 pitches.
15 strikeouts in 95 pitches.
Yep. The key, though, the no walks and, of course, 1 hit. I mean, he was just overpowering, one of the most overpowering pitching performances in recent memory, and he does it by today's standards very differently. Here's the fastball, hit it if you can, and many can't.
Yeah, predominantly the strikeouts have come via the fastball. Coming into action today, I mean, he had struck out 107 with his four-seamer. Tried to do it again there, went upstairs. Good chance you'll see him go back down with a curveball. Probably try to bounce it this time, see if he can get Church to swing over it. But sometimes when you got a fastball like that, it's not every, I know this sounds silly, but not every 100-mile-an-hour fastball looks the same or has the same zip to it or gets the same results. His, though, have been phenomenal.
That's rolled toward third. Ortiz has that. Throw to first is close, but in time. And that's the end of the line for Mizorowski. He retires his final 14 with 11 strikeouts. He preserves a 4-3 Milwaukee lead.
$150 in bonus bets.
Hey, welcome back. Top 8, 4-3 Brewers over Cardinals. First game of a doubleheader. We'll have a post-game show after the last out presented by CarShield. So far, it's been some power. Jordan Walker, Ivan Herrera leaving the yard. And now it's the bullpen's turn to get things back on track. Keep it close, Chip, and let the Cardinals come back and win this one.
That sounds like a plan, Danny. Wonder if Mizorowski will continue as Milwaukee leads it 4-3. 8th inning rolls around. It's Garrett Mitchell leading off. And look who's on to pitch. Mr. Brule is back. He sprained his ankle last night. We feared the worst.
Yeah, thank goodness, right? One of those better safe than sorry. Got him out of the ball game and obviously tested out, checked out very well today. Good to see him back in his 40th game of the season. The Cardinals don't need any more issues with their bullpen. Radjic ends up going to the IL. He's got the elbow issue just last inning. Stanek had to come out of the ball game covering first base, tweak that right ankle. We'll let you know and pass along any information that we get about him, but hopefully just a small tweak for him as well.
Garrett Mitchell, 2 strikes and takes strike 3. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Brule retires the leadoff man in the 8th. 1 up, 1 down. Let's step aside for a quick word from Emo's Pizza.
Stopped edge to edge and ready to share. The original Emo's Pizza, the square beyond compare.
Frelick for 3 and rips that one back to the netting for a strike. When we get to the Cardinals 8th, we'll have Fermin, Crooks, and Weatherholt scheduled. Ashby continues to warm in the Milwaukee bullpen. He's 12-1. That's more wins than any other major league pitcher. A modern day vulture, you could call him. I'll explain after another 0-2 pitch. And it's rolled foul. There was a terrific pitcher and later pitching coach in the major leagues named Phil Regan. And he used to pitch in the Dodgers bullpen. And on a day when the starter would go short, or he'd come in and try to hold him right there, the Dodgers would take the lead and he would vulture his way and pick up a big league win. And that's how the name stuck for Phil Regan, the Vulture.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that Phil Regan was the Vulture. I'd always heard the term vulturing wins, but I didn't know there was an actual guy.
That was the guy. Nice play at short. There's a good one. JJ, he's been tested a couple of times at shortstop today, and he's passed with flying colors. 2 outs.
Well, you have to have a great first step on this one, and he does. He's aggressive through the baseball, makes a nice throw on the run, showing off a little arm there.
Cooper Pratt has walked twice, and he has scored twice. He's the 8th place hitter. And it's been the bottom of the order in this series that's given the Cardinals some trouble. Their 8 and 9 batters so far in the first 2 games have scored 4 runs. 4 of the Brewers' 8 in this series. One ball, 1 strike. Ours is the first game on the slate in the major leagues today. Most of the other action later on tonight. including our second game. Hunter Dobbins, Robert Gasser will be the opposing pitchers. First pitch at 6:45. So if you haven't made plans the rest of your afternoon or evening, come on down to Busch.
Very pleasant day today, too. Seems like the heat is broken a bit. Come on out. I'm looking forward to watching Hunter Dobbins go at it again.
That's hit towards second. And the pegged first is in time. Brule a 1-2-3-8. That gives the Cardinals a shot. We've got 6 outs left. Down only 1 to the first place Brewers.
The most amazing care anywhere.
Join us Sunday for another great day for the kids here at Busch Stadium. Kids 12 and under take home a replica Cardinals jersey thanks to our friends at Stiefel. Youth medium and youth extra large sizes are available while supplies last. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/promotions. Well, the good news is Mizorowski's out of the game. He struck out 11. The bad news is Major League's win leader Aaron Ashby is next to pitch the 8th.
I didn't say it was going to get that much easier, but it's a little bit different look at the very least. Look, Ashby has turned himself into a very, very reliable reliever. Pretty good day here for Crowder College, too. A couple of their alumni taking over, Mizorowski and now Ashby.
One more note on Mizorowski. 7 innings, 3 runs, 3 hits, 11 strikeouts, no walks. More on that after the 0-2 pitch to Fermin, who's struck out twice. This is the 4th time this year Mizorowski's had double digits in strikeouts and no walks, and he's done it in back-to-back starts.
Yeah, it really is. Really is impressive. You had mentioned it. Oftentimes you have guys, Chip, that have big-time stuff, but the control can be a little erratic. Not the case for Mizorowski.
To center. Mitchell battles the sun. He's going to grab that for the first out. So now the dilemma becomes for Milwaukee and I guess Dave Roberts. Mizorowski's scheduled to pitch on Sunday against Paul Skeens. The Central Division race far from over. If he pitches Sunday, that would make him ineligible or unavailable to pitch as the National League starter in the All-Star game.
Certainly disappointing, right? But for both these teams, I mean, you're out there trying to win some games, not so much worrying about all-star nods. But yeah, that puts a big wrinkle in things for Dave Roberts.
Jimmy Crooks was scheduled. He'll be taken down. Nelson Velasquez is going to pitch hit. A quick scouting report for Ashby as Nelson will dig in. He got the start last night and doubled, scored, and drove in a run. He's here to do this. Hit lefties. Hopefully he can. Down a run in the 8th.
Well, righties, you're going to see a lot of that sinker curveball combo. That tends to be the way that he likes to attack. Every once in a while, he'll try to back foot a slider. Turns over a changeup instead.
Swing and a miss, a ball and 2 strikes. Everybody on the Brewers infield at the very edge of the infield dirt. Last 2 years, Ashby's made a mechanical adjustment. Straight over the top, 52-degree arm angle. That is quite a bit higher than when they started measuring that back in 2021.
Well, sometimes you got to find that slot that works for you, right? I mean, every once in a while you'll see some changes. He'd always been a higher slot guy, but not to that extreme. That's
strike 3 and 2 men are out. 12 Cardinals have struck out. The Brewers have retired 16 in a row, and we go back to the top.
Oh, there's that curveball, a couple of change-ups early in the at-bat to Velasquez, and that one just straight up freezes it.
So straight over the top brings us to Weatherholt, who's 0 for 2. He scored a run after getting hit by a first-inning pitch. And this one dribbled right side. Late break. Ashby race to the bag, and JJ's going to win it. So that breaks the spell. And now Herrera goes to work with a chance to flip the script.
Well, hopefully a little good fortune and hustle from Weatherholt turns into something here with 2 outs. This is a very late break from Ashby. Saw it that way. Fell off the other side, too, which makes it more difficult to get over to first base on time.
So Herrera, a chance to be an 8th-inning hero for the Cardinals. He homered back in the 3rd. He's been on the ground in his other 2 trips to the plate. And had a home run cut there. Strike 1. Ashby keeps the ball in the ballpark. He's only given up 4 homers in 53 innings. And while he's straight over the top, he's not as severe as Josh Colmenter. We've talked about him a lot. The old axe thrower. Almost threw right-handed behind his left ear. That was a crazy motion. And a late time. Brewers fans didn't like that. And the Cardinals fans screamed balk. Well, time was called. A little over 24,000 here for game 1. Line to right. That's going to get down. JJ flies around second. Cleanly played in right. And the Cardinals have him at the corners. Herrera, a 2-hit game. And now Burleson comes up lefty-lefty with a tying run 90 feet away with 2 out.
Hit it where it's pitched. That's exactly what Herrera was able to do. He got himself something up, out, over, away from him, 97 miles an hour, and just drives this ball stroke down the right field line.
If ever there was a time for Burleson's first hit of this series, this would be it. 1st and 3rd, 2 out.
Well, this has been the assignment on the year that has been difficult for Alec Burleson. Left on left, he has had his struggles. 188 the average, 1 home run. So the count is even here, but all it takes is that 1.
The Brewers have pitched him like he's already a Hall of Famer. He's 2 for 25 against the Milwaukee staff. He's got a strike left. Well, one in the dirt would be nice. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 out. Little roller hit towards second, tricky hop, and they'll take it to the bag. Turang made a nice adjustment on a ball that might have caught the lip of the grass. The Cardinals threaten with 2 outs in the 8th, can't tie it. Mizorowski leads it 4-3.
Rich. Edward Jones.
So here we go to the 9th inning. It's 4-3 Milwaukee in front. Justin Brule back out for his 2nd frame. He'll face Ortiz, and Joey looks away. He's had a good day in a spot start. 2 for 3 is he with an RBI and a run. Swanson, Zimmerman, Stanek, Romero, and Brule have pitched for the Cardinals. And it's a base hit the other way. Softly hit with a lot of spin. And Milwaukee has the leadoff man on. That is their 10th hit. So new battery for St. Louis. You've got Brule back on the mound, and Pedro Pajes is behind the plate. Yelich, a big day. He was 1 for 16 coming into game 2 of the series action. But Brad, a 3-hit afternoon.
Yeah, it's been a big day. A lot of the damage for Yelich, too, been done at the top of the zone. Cardinals have allowed him to get extended a couple of times.
That hurts. Runner at second, nobody out, and a 1-0 count. That's a pass ball. Infield pinches in, thinking Yelich might bunt. Instead, he skies that one out of play to the left. Play a team like the Brewers. We've talked a lot this summer about the margins for error for the Cardinals. You really do almost have to play a perfect game to beat them. They have an uncanny ability of taking what you give them. Cardinals have issued a couple of walks. 2 of them have scored. Hope that pass ball doesn't come back to haunt us. 2 runs on walks in a 1-run game. That's a big deal.
It is a big deal. And then they have the ability to step on your throat with their bullpen. I mean, that group is among the best in baseball.
Two and two. Well, last night the Brewers organization got back to 500 overall as a National League club. They're trying to get to 1 over 500 since joining the senior circuit in 1988. After Yelich, 2 of the next 3 batters for Milwaukee are right-handed, so there is right-handed action in the St. Louis bullpen. Gordon Graceffo is starting to play catch. Yelich pops this one up. Tough play in left. Nootbaar got a good jump and at the line makes the play. 1 out. Man, I'm sure it's tempting for the outfielder to read the swing. That was a big swing from Yelich. The ball didn't go very far, and Nootbaar was able to track it down. And now Chourio is next. He's 0 for 4. Graceffo just about ready. No movement from Ali here as he'll go lefty righty and keep Brule in the game. Ground ball short. Runner will take third. Will take the out at first. So that decision paid off for the moment. Now it's lefty-lefty with Turang coming up. Turang is 0 for 4. One ball, one strike.
Well, showed him a slider in there for a strike. That one, the sinker fouled off. Wonder if you could play off of that same sinker slot middle and get him to wave at another one of those sliders. Turang sitting on the 3 strikeouts already on the ball game.
Runner at third in a 1-run game. Pitch up and in. Let's see if that sets up a sweeper here. Turang trying to extend his hit streak to 10. He's knocked in 6 runs during his 9-game run. Outfield shallow in case of a short hop. The pitch. There was the sweeper, but outside, full count. Ortiz at third. The 3-2 pitch won't be made. Out of play. Pitch number 7. Big spot in the game. Cardinals are only down 1. The heart of the order is coming up in the bottom of the 9th. And taken low, but that's going to be challenged here. Not a bad challenge. ABS powered by T-Mobile, but it was low. And Turang's hitting streak will come to an end, but the inning will continue with 2 on and 2 out. And now will Ali go to Graceffo for Contreras.
You'd have to think you had him up for a reason, right? They're going to go talk it over on the mound, but you'd think that's why you had him up.
Ali pondering. Here's the chat atop the hill. No sign yet. As Milwaukee's got him first and third with 2 outs. Clint Vondrak heads to the hill to break up the meeting. Doesn't get to the circle in the center of the diamond. And Contreras with a chance for the Brew Crew. He's 0 for 3 and was walked intentionally last time. I would be very careful on the first pitch with this young man. Walker moves about 5 steps to his right. Is that one in the dirt? It's 1-0. Anything in the dirt, Pages has to smother it. As you know, the catchers these days catch on one knee. He's down on the right knee here with a big insurance run at third base. Runner at first goes, and no throw through. So they're at second and third, 2 outs. One ball, 1 strike. Cardinals give up the base for the strike, but now a hit could mean 2 runs. A leadoff single, a 2-out walk. Ground ball second. And Torres has that. The flip to first in time. Good work for Brule. 2 scoreless innings to give St. Louis a chance. Walker, Nootbaar, Torres are scheduled in the 9th inning of another 1-run game.
Right there with you.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Thank you, Bob Costas. The Cardinals have a chance. Brad Thompson in the bottom of the 9th inning, down a run with their 4, 5, 6 hitters coming up.
Well, another hard thrower is in. Abner Uribe is in on the action. His 37th game. He's got 5 saves on the season. You know what he's working with? Big time sinker. That's going to be 98 to 100 and a slider that he plays off of it.
Jordan Walker homered off Mizorowski in the first inning. And you know about the history between the Cardinals and Uribe. The vulgar display up in Milwaukee earned him a 1-game suspension after he struck out Alec Burleson and preserved a Brewers win against the Cardinals.
Yeah, he went full on D-Generation X. Big wrestling fan, apparently.
It was
It was a bit much.
Baseball thought so. And I'm guessing Uribe is having some pitch com problems. Well, you know, you'd like to see the Cardinals turn the tables on Uribe and Milwaukee in the 9th inning.
Well, you know how quickly it can happen. It happened as quickly as one swing of the bat from this man. That's what happened early in this ball game. The first one that he saw from Mizorowski ended up in the stands, a 2-run shot.
Jordan had a good pass at that sinker at 99. No balls and a strike. You made a great point earlier. 100's not the same. We'll see how Uribe's 99 and 100 plays differently than Mizorowski's.
Yeah, a little different profile for Uribe's too. He predominantly leans on that sinker, so that's going to have that arm side run, a little different than that riding four seam.
Well, what's the key to any late inning guy? Throw strikes, and Uribe's done that quickly. 0-2 to Walker, who hit his 21st homer today. Just need a base runner. Put a little pressure on these guys. St. Louis had a 2-out rally in the 8th, but couldn't break through against Milwaukee. Popped up. That's on the left side. Ortiz battling the sun. He's got that. And Jordan's retired. 1 man down. Nootbaar has a double in his 3 trips to the plate. Well, it's nice and easy, isn't it? Right there for a strike. One ball, 1 strike. Brewers got Uribe as an international free agent 8 years ago. Two balls and a strike. After his chop against the Cardinals, it wasn't the first time that Uribe had been suspended. He had a 4-game suspension for his role in a mix-up with Tampa Bay back in 2024. That's inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. I mean, give credit to Pat Murphy. He said that's not how we want to play. For sure. And he loves the kid, but hated what he did.
Yeah, he handled it really well. And look, I don't think any manager is going to take some fire out of a late inning reliever. It's about harnessing it and doing it the right way. I'm sure he learned something from that exchange.
Did he go? Pitch called a ball. Milwaukee's going to challenge it. They've got 2 left. Here's a big spot in the game, and Nootbaar does coax ball 4. So the tying run is on with 1 out. And here is Torres. Maybe he's got a flair for the dramatic against his former organization. Mason Wynn is going to come on and pinch run here.
Chip, you had mentioned it earlier in the ball game with Torres. All the hits as of late for him have been long balls. Not that you're trying to hit a homer in a situation like this, but all it takes is being able to barrel up Uribe.
Torres 4 homers. They hold Mason Wynn at first in a 1-run game. get a good one to hit. The pitch. Good take. Last walk-off win for the Cardinals, May 19th. It came against another Central Division foe, the Pirates. Couldn't stop himself there. He swung at ball 2. 1 ball, 1 strike. This club has an uncanny ability to give themselves a chance in the 9th inning. They haven't had a lot of offense, but we're down just 1. After Torres barring a double play, you've got Nathan Church. Outfield deep. The 2-1 pitch. Curls around the plate. St. Louis out of challenges. It's 2-2.
Such a good pitch, too, because there's really not much you're going to be able to do with that one. This is one where it looks away, comes back, just kisses the outside corner. Sometimes you just got to tip your cap, get back in and battle. See if he could shoot something that way if he goes there again.
Long pause. The 2-2. Popped up. That's curling toward the stands. Foul. One on, one out. Mason Wynn pinch running for Nootbaar, who drew a walk. Is the man at first. Strike 3 inside corner. That is a tough trip to the plate, man. The last 2 pitches letter perfect from Uribe.
So you go back door with a slider and then front door with the sinker. I mean, that is a tough customer right there. Cardinals down to their final out here in the 9th inning, but what a pitch there by Uribe.
Church 0 for 3 in the game. He's hit 8 home runs this season. Outfield still very deep. Churio was about 5 feet away from the left field line again. Straight away in center and right. And Church fouls the first one away. Steve Reich won a sinker. Crowd hushed with every pitch made by Uribe, and that one has the Cardinals down to their final strike again. It's 0-2. What a swing there to stay alive. Don't forget to stick around for Ricky Horton. Danny Wexelman will wrap up game 1. And they'll also preview the nightcap tonight at 6 o'clock on Cardinals TV. Another 0-2 pitch. Grounded to first. Right there is Vaughn, and Milwaukee again takes away a game from the Cardinals in the 7th inning. It was tied 3-3, Brad, but Milwaukee in the 7th inning scores the 4th run. And for the first 2 games of the series, identical scores, and sadly identical results.
Yeah, look, they battled back late in this ball game. They got one in the 6th, got one in the 7th, and then leaned on that bullpen yet again. Save number 6 of the season for Uribe. Some good things for the Cardinals in this one. The 21st home run of the season for Walker. Herrera got himself a homer. A fantastic job by Bruce Zimmerman eating up 5 innings, but unfortunately on the short end today.
Some misery from Mizorowski. He struck out 11 more today and picks up his 10th victory. And we'll talk all about it on the Cardinals post-game show with Danny and Rick Horton. Brad and I are back with you as our coverage for Game 2 starts at 6 o'clock Central Time. It'll be Hunter Dobbins and Robert Gasser. 4-3 Milwaukee, the winner in Game 1 of the day-night doubleheader. We'll see you in a couple of hours back at Busch Stadium.